Hello there everyone, your fluffy armchair Admiral Latur is back, but this time with something different than usual. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about me and my boyfriend's recent visit at Imperial War Museum in Manchester. Upon entrance, you are being welcomed by T-55 tank captured by British military in Iraq. You can probably see the picture of it on your screens right now. While entering the building through parking entrance, you will also find an old searchlight used to light up incoming enemy aircraft during period of First or Second World War. Can't remember exactly and I didn't take photo of it, but it looked awesome. And its description was absolutely stunning. After passing next to it, you'll find yourself at the main reception, which also acts as a souvenir store and like a basically entrance area. Almost immediately, you'll be greeted by a super friendly member of a museum staff that will introduce you to the place, give you some directions, and answer your questions if you have any. You will also get opportunity to support the museum by buying museum guidebook that will help you with your trip if you want. It is worth noting at this point that the money from sales are going directly to support the museums that are part of Imperial War Museum's charity, because it is in fact a charity that basically owns a couple of museums with, well, Imperial War Museums in it. One of them is Imperial War Museum North, which I was in. It's located in Manchester. The other ones are IWM London, located in London. Churchill War Rooms, again located in London. And the one that I'm really hoping to visit one day, it's HMS Belfast, also located in London. Finally, there is IWM Duxford, which is the best preserved Second World War airfield. And basically the museum is all about aviation. I think they might also be hosting some air shows. So that's another cool place that I would like to visit one day. So I strongly recommend you guys to have a look at this. Anyway, you can also find more details by clicking the link in the description of this video. Right, let's get going. After you get through reception, located at the ground floor, you'll probably want to see what the museum has to offer to you, do you? So you'll have to go up to a first floor then. You can use either stairs or lift to do so. When you get there, you'll have to choose if you want to enter main exhibition space, special exhibition gallery or waterway. Let's begin from main exhibition, where you will be greeted by a bigger version of a sculpture you can see on your screen right now. A Harrier airplane hanging above your head and another friendly staff member who will give you a few advices on how to enhance your tour experiences. So as you can see on your screen right now, here's the plan of a museum. It covers time periods since the outbreak of the First World War until present day. I will try to briefly cover every section of the main exhibition. However, there's still much more than you'll see in that video, so I strongly recommend you to visit it yourself. 1914 to 1918 section covers information about First World War, reasons of its outbreak, some facts and exhibits of equipment, letters, uniforms, life in a trench. There was also a section dedicated to war at sea during World War I, which, as you may know, my channel, I found super interesting. From exhibits that attracted my attention in this time period were German sea mine, Iron Duke's ship bell, a piece of a shell fired by Seydlitz during Battle of Jutland, and a bit hidden in First Silla, ship bell from Lusitania, sunk by German submarine in 1950. At the very end of this section you can also find a gun from German A7V tank. The next section covers period between the wars. Sadly, I haven't took many photos there, but there is a lot of information about new political views in Europe and other changes after the Great War. Nearby Silla holds an exhibit about women and how their role was changing during that period. Third section covers Second World War, starting from its outbreak in 1939 until 1945, bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Most interesting exhibits there for me were British Sea Mine, facts about propaganda with some nice interactive posters that you could shape as you want, British and Commonwealth's warfare equipment, including weapons and uniforms, some vehicles used during that times, like fire trailer, used in British cities that were affected by bombing raids during Battle of Britain, or turret from Wellington bomber aircraft. There is also a very strong exhibition about Holocaust, which I strongly recommend everyone to watch. Nearby Silla gives us examples on how the war was portrayed in society. In that Silla, you'll get to see some merchandise related to war, like toys, newspaper articles, radio, and TV reports. It is worth mentioning that I really like the idea of making this Silla look like a typical living room. It was really nice and cozy. Finally, at the very end of that section, you'll end up next to Matilda tank, which you can see on your screens right now. The beginning of next section is marked with a presence of a Leopard Mark IV security vehicle used by police unit in Zimbabwe during civil war leading to its independence. The section itself, however, covers entire period of Cold War. It was another section where I sadly didn't really took any photos again. Exhibition covers information about tensions between Western powers and Warsaw Pact. There are some informations about different conflicts in various parts of the world, like Korean War, Vietnam War. There's also a nice exhibit that mentions movements of different countries behind Iron Curtain towards democracy and independence from Soviet Union. Nearby Silla covers information about Commonwealth and division of different countries from British Empire. Right after this section, you'll end up next to another silo that has a nice exhibit about impact of scientific discoveries and technology advancements on war. You'll find a nice exhibit with communication devices, a model of a jet engine, and exhibit about chemical weapons, and also a training example of British nuclear bomb. Right after that section, we went straight to the last silo, skipping 1990s to present day section. Exhibition of that silo tells us about legacy of war, where you can see examples of what war is actually leaving behind for people that remain alive, ranging from injuries, dangers, economic situation, art, etc. During our trip around museum, there were also two big picture shows happening in main exhibition hall. If you ever happen to be at the museum when those shows are happening, pop into middle of main exhibition space to watch it. I loved both shows I've been to. During my visit, a special exhibition was about conflict in Yemen. It was really strong and emotional highlight of humanitarian disaster caused by war in that region. Unfortunately, I didn't take any photos while exploring that exhibit. After visiting all the exhibits, we went down towards exit, stopping at the museum shop for a moment. They got all sorts of history-related merchandise from keychains to pins, from keychains and pins to t-shirts, watches, caps, and even what appeared like vintage pilot jackets. I'm not sure if it was for sale, but it looked really nice. Toys like plushes, some sort of a copy blocks, I think, and also books. Everyone will find something for himself out there, and all the income from sales are going towards keeping the museum alive and kicking. If you're interested what I got for myself, well, just see for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I would also like to invite you to watch my other videos and series that you can find on my channel. I do mostly gameplay videos featuring games that I enjoy playing. Have a great day, and hopefully see you all later. Bye bye.